up, everybody? Kimberly Flowers, the visual branding expert. Super excited that you're here with me. Thank you so much for watching. Today, I want to talk to you about brand authenticity. Now, I am super excited about this topic. Why? Because it's what mom has been trying to convince you of ever since we were little. Baby, it's okay for you to be yourself. Honey, just be yourself. They'll love you, right? And as soon as we get to school, we get to the lunch table and there's the cool kids, there's the band geeks, there's the artsy fartsy kids, there's the, whatever, like there's all these different categories of kids, and our only thought to ourselves is, where do I fit in? Where can I, who do I identify with, and how can I run with that crowd? But let me tell you something, fitting in is the death of authenticity. It is the death of it because it is constraining us to a particular behavioral pattern. It constrains us to a particular behavioral pattern. We feel like, okay, this is, what is accepted in this area. So if I want to be a band geek, then I need to get my instrument and I need to talk about one time at band camp, right? And if I want to be a jock, then I need to make sure that I am behaving like a jock. If I want to behave, if I want to be part of another group, then I have to behave like that. So it's the death of authenticity. And we feel like a lot of times we don't have permission to be ourselves. If we don't fit in, then we feel rejected. And we are so afraid of being rejected that it's like we will sometimes sacrifice authenticity for fitting in. So today I want to talk to you about being authentic and how you can gain the confidence to be your most authentic self. And what are some steps that can really help you to become your most authentic self? So in relationships, and remember, business is all about being in relationships with people, the most scary thing that a person can encounter in a new relationship is to find out, or in an old relationship, is to find out that their partner, the person that they are in a relationship with or seeking a relationship with, is not who they said they were or who they appear to be. Now, we know the story, right? We hear it all the time. Let's talk about online dating. Why are people so afraid to date online? Because we're afraid that we're going to run into a bunch of phony people who are not who they appear to be, right? You get on the dating site and you're looking at all these profiles and you find a guy you like and he's hottie McHotter, right? And he's everything on paper. He's a doctor. He is making his six figures. He's super handsome. He loves kids. He loves dogs, and he'd fit right in with your family. And then so it's time to go on a date. He gives you a call. You love his voice even. This dude's voice is awesome. And then suddenly you find yourself at the restaurant and you're waiting for Mr. Right to walk in, and you're super excited. You're wringing your hands, and in comes this person who looks nothing like the photo. And what do you feel at that point? You've been lied to. You've been bamboozled. You've been tricked. You've been done wrong, right? And so in business, relationships are a lot like that. If you come off a certain way that is not authentic and not truly the real you, and your customers get a hold of that fact that you are not being authentic in your space, suddenly you lose trust, you lose rapport with that person, and they back up immediately because it's like, whoa, this person is a fraud. This person is a fake. This person is lying to me. And nobody wants to have anything to do with that person. So it's super important for you to be yourself in business. And when you're building your brand, your business brand, you want to build it around the personality that is truly you. We want to look at what your values are, and we want to look at your consistency, and we want to look at all of these things to help you become more authentic. So let's look at 3 things that you can do right now to help your brand become more authentic. Step number 1, embrace your colorful brand personality. What do I mean by that? I mean, give yourself permission to be the most authentic version of yourself. If you're quirky, be quirky. If you're smart, be smart. If you're witty, be witty. And be all of those things unapologetically. Unapologetically. A lot of times we can look at the value and the delivery that someone else offers, and we can become so caught up in what we love about that person's value that we can, if we're not careful, we can just tend to emulate and try to be exactly like that person. And we want to deliver in the way that they deliver. But what we don't understand is that you can't deliver the way, you can't deliver your message the same way that someone else delivers their message. The way they deliver their message is their fingerprint to the world. It's what makes them unique. And if you try to deliver in that same way, then you're going to look like the fraud and they're going to look like the genuine one. And that's not what you want for your brand. So it's important for you to understand who you are as a person and how you best communicate value so that you can deliver your value in the way that you do, and so that you can show up most authentically to your audience and attract the right kinds of people. Step number 2, be consistent with your brand style. Your customers and the people around you want to know that every time they experience you, this is what they're going to get. This is the style that they're going to get. Now, I'm not talking about being predictable in the sense of, doing the same things over and over or being repetitive in your process, but being consistent in your style and your delivery process will make people feel at ease because they feel like they're getting to know you on a consistent level. And they'll be able to recognize your style in any given situation. So on whatever platform they find you, on your Facebook page, on your website, whether or not they meet you in person, your style will be consistent all the way through. And a person will feel like they're really getting a great idea of who you are and what you're all about. Step number 3, embrace imperfection. When we are a business brand, a lot of times we want to make sure that our best version is always being displayed to the people that view us and to the people, our friends, our followers, our customers, our potential clients. We want them to see the best version of ourselves. It's like dating, right? But in a relationship with someone, you quickly realize that that person is not always perfect. For example, last week, I sent out an email telling my email subscribers about our new show, second episode, and in the email, there were 5 grammatical errors that I could count. And I didn't realize this until the email had already been sent out, and I was mortified. I remember thinking to myself, oh my goodness, like how could I let this happen? And they were not like small, oh, you missed a period here. It was like you botched that word up completely. This person, whoever was typing this, did not know what they were doing, or they didn't sleep. And I was, I did it early in the morning and I was super tired and I didn't see the error until afterwards. But sometimes that happens. Like, we're all human, and you'd be surprised at the grace that your clients will give you when you embrace your imperfections. Now, I'm not giving you a pass to, not walk in excellence, because I am a firm believer that the difference between good and great is in the details. And excellence is absolutely a priority when it comes to your business. But you're not always going to be perfect. And in those times when something goes awry, you have to have the courage to embrace your imperfections. So that's all I have for you today. I want to leave you with one more thought, and it's this. Rejection happens to everyone. No one is immune. But when you are courageous enough to show up in your most authentic self, then you will attract the kinds of people that you really want in your space. I'm Kimberly Flowers, and you've been watching Beauty and the Brand.